Hey, what's up, Internet? This is Blade Pro 0244781. Blade Pro is already taken. I'm a professional blade smith, expert, artist, craftsman today. You probably know my products as Hellfire, Black Samurai, Dragon Sword Company. And today I'm going to show you the best way to make a knife. I'm going to be using this piece of scrap steel that I found at a scrapyard. I don't really know what it is, but that doesn't matter. So I'm going to be doing this this part one-handed because I don't feel like setting up a tripod. Sorry. So I like to just freehand my drawings. I like to come in, you know, without any plan at all. I think that's the best way. I like my knives to have like a big swoop like this on the blade, and then to do like one of these. That's called a scoop tip because of this scoop right here. And then I like to have like some jagged parts on the back. You know, I think that looks pretty badass, right? And then we'll put a couple of jags on the bottom too, just for good measure. And then your handle, it doesn't really matter if it's going to be comfortable or anything. All that matters is that it really looks really cool, right? So I think I'm going to do like a diamond shape. Yeah, that's going to be sweet. And then I'll put a couple jags at the end too, just in case there aren't enough jags. Sweet. Okay, so now you just cut it out. So I know there's going to be a lot of safety wimps out there saying you should be using like eye protection and breathing protection and earplugs and stuff, but what I've noticed is that all the sparks come out this way. So as long as you're pointing that away from all your face holes, there's no big deal. Alright, there you go. Hand forged. The next step is to file the Sharpie part. I like to use my grinder again for this part. So there's all sorts of different wheels that you can get for these things, all these different discs, but they all basically do the same thing, so I'm just going to use the one that I already had on there. Alright, check that out. Pretty sweet, eh? I also sharpened up all the points and the ones back here too. I like to do it until you get that cool color on there, because I think that's super sweet. And make sure you sharpen it as much as you can at this point, because you don't want to have to come back and do that later. Time management. Now it's time for a handle material. It doesn't really matter what you use. I think this is from a palette. So you just trace it out on there. Doesn't have to be too close, you know, just wherever. You notice that I made sure I didn't use the spots with the holes in it, because I'm smart. Okay, just like that, and then it's time to cut it out. So you also have to heat treat your knife, which is it's a really complex procedure involving like annealing and normalizing, and I don't want to get too technical on you. Plus I don't really understand it, but basically you just heat up the steel and then cool it really fast, and that makes your knife better. But I've discovered a shortcut. Alright, so now it's time to glue your handle onto your knife. You can use any kind of glue, you know, like stick is stick, right? Here I've got beige. Now you see a lot of guys who like to drill holes through the steel and then through the wood, but I like to just do that after, and you can drill through the whole thing all at once. It just makes more sense. Now that you got your holes drilled, it's time to put your pins in. I like to use these. They're cotter pins. These ones, just in case you ever run out, you can just go back and take some out and reuse them again. Always thinking. For the front, I just used zip tie because I got green and I think that looks pretty sweet. I leave the end of the zip tie right at the top because details are everything. Next it's time to shape your handle. You guessed it. Alright, nice. Now we're getting somewhere. I don't like to round off my handles too much, you know. I like to keep it kind of square and just touch up the edges. You know, ergonomics is just a fancy word. So that's it, folks, all done. There you have it. One handcrafted art. Let's go test it out. So that's it. This has been Blade Pro 99424. And if you're interested, I sell these for about $750 each, and I've got a 42-year waiting period.
Blade Pro.